Hello and welcome back. Now, most content creators and educators drastically underestimate what content creation actually costs them. So let me walk you through a realistic calculation you can do for your situation. Okay, so start with your direct labor. So if you spend 8 hours creating 1 hour of polished course content and your loaded hourly rate is $50, that's $400 in direct labor. Okay? But here's what most people miss. Add 60% for hidden costs. So what are those? Coordination time, scheduling, emails, file management, review cycles, watch your own content, catching errors, technical setup, lighting, audio, editing software, learning curves, iterations, redoing sections that didn't work, and so on and so forth. So that $400 becomes $640 when you account for a reality. Then add 20 to 30% annual for maintenance, updating outdated information, refreshing examples, fixing broken links. 1 hour of course content realistically costs you from $640 to $830 when you count everything. And that's for someone experienced. If you are newer to course creation or educational business, double that number. So in the next couple of lectures, you will have your number, and that number will change everything. Now let me tell you about Marcus. He teaches fitness courses online. Smart guy, great teacher. So when I met Marcus, he said, I'm doing well. I make $90,000 a year. I work 40 hours a week. So I asked, have you ever figured out what making content costs you? So he laughed. Sure, I spend 15 hours a week making content. My time is worth $50 an hour, and that's $750 a week or $3,000 a month. Okay, so I said, let's do the real math together. So we made a list. 15 hours making content, 6 hours working with his video editor, 3 hours fixing and reviewing, 2 hours managing social media, 2 hours fixing tech problems, and that's not 15 hours, that's 28 hours, almost double. Then we added cost he forgot. So $200 per month for video editing, $75 per month for videos and music, $50 per month for software, $150 per month for social media tools, lost money from clients he couldn't take on. Okay. When we finished, Marcus went quiet. His real monthly cost wasn't $3,000, it was $6,495. Wait, he said. That's almost $78,000 a year. And I'm only keeping $12,000 after cost. And I'm basically working for nothing. Then we figure out what happens with Acool's 3 tools. His monthly cost dropped to $2,930. That's $3,565 every month, over $42,000 per year. So Marcus started using Acool 6 months ago. His content tripled. His income went from $90,000 to $125,000, and he works 25 hours a week instead of 40. His profit went from $12,000 to nearly $90,000. That's life-changing money, right? So that's what happens when you know your real numbers. Then, and only then, we can start the real optimization. So let's figure out what content creation really costs you. So your basic cost equals hours making content times $50 per hour. Now, you might be wondering why $50, and that's what skilled work really costs when you count everything. even if you are not paying yourself that now, that's what your time is worth. So add 60% for hidden costs, and these are costs nobody talks about. The time working with the team members, reviewing and fixing things, fixing tech problems, managing platforms, organizing files, and so on and so forth. So these hidden costs add 60% to what you spend. So if you spend $2,000 on making content, you are really spending $3,200. And then on top of that, add 20 to 30% for keeping content updated. Because content isn't one and done. You have to update old information, you have to refresh videos, you have to fix broken links, you have to re-edit based on feedback, and so on and so forth. So this adds another 20 to 30% each year. So if you think you spend $2,000 per month, your real cost is closer to $3,840 to over $4,000 per month. And that's just to keep what you have, not to grow. Okay, so in the next lecture, let me share the AI Assistant ROI formula. I'll see you there.